Good morning. We are in Genesis 37. By the way, we're on YouTube at Preach Facts. I so wanted to take a day off today. I said, man, look, it's not like that. Not because of the. I just want to make sure I'm giving you the full message. Okay, here we go. I said, no, man. God doesn't take no days off. It's crazy. He may arrest you, but he didn't take no days off. Okay, Genesis 37, y'all. I gotta hurry off to a real job. Got a new customer. I got a new customer today at 8 a.m. So I have to leave here at 7:30. Okay, guys. So Genesis 37. And Jacob dwelt in the land wherein his father was a stranger. Okay? In the land of Canaan. Facts. That's kind of like us, man. In the world, we're here. And, yeah. And guys, I want to thank, we had a guest come on last night. She had some great Bible reading. She was, I think her name was My Heart Full of Love. She came on, she did a study. She started reading scripture. Little did I know, we found a whole nother style. She's reading it. She reads each page. Next thing you know, she already had it set up. Nevertheless, then I read a verse. She read a verse. She was very eloquent and very relaxed, very calming. It really did some nice work for my spirit. It was very nice. I just want to thank My Heart Full of Love. And that's a good idea, guys. We can come on and do a Bible study like that where somebody reads a chapter, another person reads a chapter, and we could just have a nice little Bible study like that. You know, and that'll be a nice thing to have as an idea. It was a great idea. We could do that. I'm excited about that. So I just want to thank My Heart Full of Love for coming on last night and showing us that. I don't know if she did it on purpose, but she showed me a potential style. We could literally have 5,000 people on there, or 5 people, or 500,000. You know, listen to the word at that beautiful pace she was working on. So I just want to thank you for that. My Heart Full of Love. That was very beautiful the way you read that. Very tender and calming. I could have just went to sleep and gone right into heaven listening to that. So, nevertheless, the message was on point too. That hit me right where I was at. So, thank you so much for that. I'd like to do some more of that. So, all right. Although we do have a thing on there too where we have debates too for other people that don't believe and stuff. So it's an open forum, but I want it to be a safe place for everybody to come to. Everybody in the club getting tipsy on that coffee. Now, Israel, these are the generations of Jacob. These are the generations of Jacob, Joseph, being 17. Something else just came on me. I know. So Jacob dwelt in the land wherein his father was a stranger. that's something to, it's like an image for me of the world. I mean, not the world, but the future and infinity of where we're going into eternity, y'all, because there's never a dull moment. A stranger, everything the Lord does is adventurous. This is not a dull moment. Everything with the Lord is adventurous. It's never a dull moment. We are literally soldiers going into battle every day. Fighting the war between light and darkness, y'all. That's what we're doing here. Okay? Period. We're going into eternity. We're covering new ground. We're getting new territory. You know, everything matters, man. Especially going into eternity. I was making shorts yesterday, and I'm trying to post a short, but end up having to make like 4 shorts out of it. Even that short, because TikTok's not letting me post my whole video. It's like right when I'm about to land my punchline, right when my punchline is supposed to come out on this minute and 30-second short or whatever. Because guys, the strategy is just to grab people and bring them to the study. So I try to make silly shorts and stuff, and one of my shorts was trying to illustrate how when we go to the gym and stuff, I was trying to illustrate that we're getting a lot of stuff we're not asking for, and we're running with it. With a lot of stuff we don't need with today's ideologies and stuff. So I made the illustration of someone going to the gym just to work out, ended up leaving with all kind of stuff they didn't ask for. And my mom said, she was like, she didn't mean anything by it. She's like, can you clarify that? I was like, you know what, this does sound stupid. It's out of context. They're not going to really understand what I'm saying. Let me delete that one. So I deleted it. But the context was yesterday. If anybody needs any clarification, if they saw yesterday's video, about 30 minutes in, I start going off and making examples about stuff pertaining to us for life and godliness, because that was the verse out of 2 Peter. It said that he has given us all things pertaining. And my example was that everything we need and nothing that we don't is in there. That was important. Okay. That was important. Okay, so everything we need and nothing that we don't. So when I brought up the illustration of the gym, it was that, you know, we went to the gym to get cardio. We ended up leaving with stuff all kind of stuff, so that we weren't intending to get. And to me, that's an example of, okay, we ended up going to hell. And without going down the rabbit hole, hopefully y'all get what I'm saying. I'm not going to waste much time on it. Let me read this through. There's a lot of creamer in that. All right. So 37, he said, and when his brethren saw that their father these are the generations of Jacob. These are the generations of Jacob. And guys, I want to apologize. The shorts, they get silly, they get violent. I'm yelling. All we're trying to do is grab somebody's attention, because in today's kind of world, that's all we're trying to do. It's just a strategy. We're supposed to be calm as Christians, isn't it? But I'm trying to just seize the moment. I feel like if I don't give it my all and really just try to land my points home, wherever it is, then I'm gonna miss somebody. Something's gonna get by me. I need to just go ahead and give it my all. And when I'm yelling and I'm preaching, you know, I'm doing it from the heart. It's from the heart. I'm trying to give you the most meaning that I can muster up. The most sense I can make out of it. I'm trying to give it to whoever may need it. Okay? Because in today's world, man, doubt is pushing up. Doubt is pushing up. Strange doctrines. And it's a confident assertion. They say it with such confidence. Oh, yeah. Saying all this stuff. Christ is a fairy tale, this and that. Bruh, no. God's word stands firm. Facts. Preach. So, if I have to yell, if I have to make stupid shorts that don't make any sense by themselves, if I have to come out of character, whatever it takes to try to just go the extra mile, guys, you guys are in a trance. You guys are in a trance. You gotta snap out of it. Whatever it takes, man. You know, Paul said he'll be all things to all men that he might save some. To the heathen, he'll be a heathen. To the Jew, he'll be a Jew. To the Gentile, he'll be a Gentile. You know, he'll be whatever it takes so that he might save some. So if I have to make an ass out of myself, I mean that as a donkey. If I have to make an ass out of myself, you know, to grab somebody's attention and bring him in, so be it. If God can put himself on the cross, I can do other crazy things too. Okay? So, don't sit here and tell me that I'm doing too much. You're not doing enough. You know, and just for the record, guys, when I got out of jail about 2 months ago, I said to myself, the only reason I'm getting out of jail is to do this channel. And I honestly believe that. God let me out of jail to do this channel. This is my life purpose. This is why I came out. This is why I was born before the foundation of the world. This is what we do here every day. Every day we do this. We do a video every day. I haven't missed a beat since I started. I came out of jail. I was going to make a video that same day. Guess what? That next day, I started. And I told everybody that's what I was going to do. And it's become more than I can imagine. And I have the uttermost hope of what this channel is going to do. We're doing a Bible study from front to back. Okay? Now I'm about to slap this phone sideways because I'm pumped. Let's go. I am pumped. She read something last night. She said, don't lose that fire. Don't lose that fire. Don't lose that fire. Let's go. Tuh. I am pumped. I don't know if it's the coffee or what. Take a day off. What the hell is wrong with you? Take a day off. Wouldn't miss this for the world. Going into eternity. What do you mean take a day off? Going into eternity. Take a day off? Where they do that at, man? Is the sun taking the day off? Are the birds taking the day off? Is the wind taking the day off? Did my toothbrush take a day off? Maybe. See if we can do something about that. Did my toothbrush take a week off? No. Okay, guys. Genesis 37, verse 2. Who said this wasn't fun? Who said we couldn't have fun out here? Who said we couldn't have fun on the video? Who said that? Who said God was boring? Who said God wasn't fun? Who said we couldn't have fun, play around? Who said that? Where do you see that? Amen? Got some nice breeze going over here, y'all. The Lord is feeling this not taking a day off. Alright. These are the generations of Jacob, Joseph, being 17. Guys, when I'm making this video, I don't know if we're going to even start today. When I'm making these videos, you talk about, I'm not looking at watches. Guys, there's enough time in the world for me to make this video. Guys, I'm making this video, and time just goes. And when it's time, I have to stop myself at 50 minutes. This is not something that we're just doing. This is a spirit-led channel. This is a spirit-led video. We're doing Genesis from front to back. I mean, we're doing the Bible from front to back. Why? Because that's what it had on me. It didn't initially was designed that way. Initially, it was going to be a reading, something like that. I said, what? Let's just do this. Let's just do this. Let's do this. Let's do this, man. Oh my God. It's like all my life I've been just searching down the wrong paths. I've been putting my energy into places it wasn't supposed to be. You know, now can I get a what? The Lord isn't what? Say less. Say less. Preach. Good morning again, y'all. Alright, so. Oh, we gotta tone it down for the world. We gotta tone it down for the world. They're not ready for this fire. They haven't seen the half of it. They haven't seen the half of this fire that's burning. They haven't seen it. Lord, take us home when it's time. Lord, come get us. Okay. Now, telling you, she lit a fire last night when she came on that video doing that. She lit a fire. That was nothing but God coming through. That was nothing but God coming through. This is a long chapter, man. We read 2 verses. Let's see. I literally got to hop right in the truck and go cut the brand new customer's grass. And then 2 other customers. If you're in Gwinnett County, Georgia, Forsyth County, Georgia, guys, Cumming, Georgia, Flowery Branch. If you're in Gwinnett, Hall, Forsyth, guys, we do lawn care and junk removal. And we'll take the sin out. Multiple services, and some of them are free. The sin part is free. You might even cut your grass for free. Don't say I won't. Don't say I won't. Don't say I won't. Don't say I won't cut your grass for free. Don't say I won't take your junk out for free. Don't say I'm not a Christian. Don't say I won't work for free. Don't say it. Don't say it. Don't say it. Don't say I won't cut your grass for free. Don't say I don't have charity. Don't say there's not pro bono stuff to be done. Don't say a lot of things. Especially don't say that the Lord isn't real. If you do, come on my channel and say it. I gotta hear this bogus stuff y'all are saying, man. Straight bogusness. Whoo! Mama always said life was like a box of chocolates. You surely know what you're gonna get. Sheesh. Don't say I won't cut no yard for free. Don't say I won't cut multiple yards for free. Don't say I won't cut all week long for free. Don't try me. Okay. So these are the generations of Jacob, Joseph being 17 years old. These are the generations. These are the generations of Jacob, Joseph being 17 years old, was feeding the flock with his brethren, and the lad was with the sons of Bilhah, and with the sons of Zilpah, his father's wives. And Joseph brought unto his father their evil report. Now Israel, 37 verse 3, now Israel loved Joseph more than all his children, because he was, guys, we're growing together. We're growing together. Okay? We're growing together. This is a family. You guys are my family. I'm not going to lie. Guys, if you're part of this channel, if you've been watching my videos, you have my heart. You have everything that I could possibly give you. From the bottom of my heart, I'm putting it into this study. Okay? So guys, if you're a fan, if you're watching these videos, I love you. And it's not me. It's God. It's coming through this channel. This is not me. I'm just a mouthpiece. Okay? I'm just a mouthpiece. And an eyeball reading a page. Every ounce of energy in my soul, every breath I take, the strength of my lungs comes from God. Every bit of brain waves that come through, ever how meek they are, and you know how minuscule they are, comes from God. So don't sit here and tell me that anything I'm doing is not God, coming from the power of the Lord Jesus Christ. This is nothing else but Him. I'm just a vessel. I died a long time ago. Passing out at the wheel, coming down the freeway. You know, you name it, man. Wreck, slamming into the wall. I was dead a long time ago. Trying to keep the old man down. Okay, now. Now Israel loved Joseph more than all his children, because he was the son of his old age, and he made him a coat of many colors. And just for the record, that's an image of Christ to me, because for one, Rachel, that was her only child, Joseph. Maybe she did have one more, but he was his first love. And you know, in Christ, and he looks at the Christ so beautiful the way he is. We're looking like a child of the Christ also. I mean, the newborn creation is like a child of the Christ, so he looks at us like his favorite child too. Coming from the Christ. You know, the Spirit comes in, the Spirit has intercourse, out comes the new man, or the new person, the new entity after Christ, and that is very precious to God because of where it came from. The beautiful Christ. And he loved Rachel. Isaac loved Rachel. I mean, Jacob loved Rachel because she was beautiful and rare in form. I mean, tender in form. Tender, I forgot the word they used, but tender, something along the line. She had the body of... Alright, T-Pain, chill. Alright, now. And Joseph dreamed, and he told his brethren, and they hated him. And when his brethren saw that their father loved him. No. And he made him a coat of many colors. Yeah, I think he was the last born, so that was his last born son, or one of his older sons. I want to go back and look and see if that was hurt. Huh. Anyway, that was his last son, to my knowledge. Maybe another one, but if there is one more, I don't want to say. But let's just leave it at that for now. We'll find out. Okay, so. And Joseph, and when his brethren saw that their father, no, and he made him a coat of many colors. Now, to me, guys, just off the muscle, that's an image to me of the world. The world, Jesus died for everybody, the sinners. So, and when his brethren saw that their father loved him more than all his brethren, they hated him. And could not speak peaceably unto him. So this is a envy. This is a immature spirit that the world has. Satan has. Hatred. And I was seeing if it was raining, I was gonna have to cover up my lawnmower and stuff. But shalt thou indeed? No. So his brothers hated him. Yeah. And that sucks. You know, we're supposed to have brotherly love and all that. But that's okay. So, now Israel loved Joseph more than all his children because he was the son of his old age. Alright? And when his brethren saw that, they could not speak peaceably to him. They hated him. 37 verse 5. And Joseph dreamed a dream, and he told his brethren, and they hated him yet the more. So he's a prophet too. He's a prophet too. Okay? For his dream and for his words. God, I gotta go cover up my lawnmower, man. I might just bring it out with me, man, and cover up this lawnmower. Because I don't want it to ruin. I'm going to go cover this up and we'll finish this in the truck. But I'm not cutting the video. So we're going to go cover this up and finish this in the truck. Y'all just stand by. Stand by. This is a mobile thing. Nothing stops this. If the power goes out and we can't charge our phones, or something like that, that's the only thing that's going to stop us. Because as long as there's going to be power, we're going to push on. Call it a podcast, call it what you want. It is what it is. Yeah, it's raining pretty good. I got to cover up this stuff. Okay. Stand by for a moment, y'all. All right, Genesis 37. And he said unto them, this is an image of the Christ, because to me, because he says, they hated him all the more because he had dreams and he was eloquent, and because of the way he spoke. They hated him because he had favor. He spoke nice, he had dreams, and he talked about them. And that was a picture of the Lord, because of the way he spoke, that's where they also hated him more too. He spoke with authority, he spoke with understanding, he spoke with power, he spoke with knowledge to the point that people were astonished, and he had great favor. You couldn't out-talk Jesus. He had the gift of stuff. Amazing. And for lack of better words, we're going to push on. All right. And Joseph, and he said unto them, hear, I pray you, the dream which I have dreamed. For behold, we were binding sheaves in the field, and lo, my sheaf arose, and also stood upright, and behold, your sheaves stood around about, and made obeisance to my sheep. Made obeisance to my sheep. And his brethren said to him, shalt thou indeed reign over us? Guys, this becomes stylish to make fun of the Christ. A lot of people are getting really bold with it on these social media. They're getting very bold making fun of the Christ, saying it's silly and all this. So this is not a good deal with that for them. But it's been prophesied about. It's part of everything that's supposed to happen. But we got to make sure that we're doing our part to keep ourselves safe from that. And lo, my sheep arose. Okay. Here's my thing. If Christ is so fake, why do you have to come out and say it? Why do you have to make a video about it to let us know if it's fake? Oh, hey guys, your religion is bogus. Your religion is a fairy tale. Oh, thanks, bro. Thanks for making that post. Now we know, bro. It's not that obvious. You're just throwing stuff out there. Okay. If Christ is that fake, why do you have to tell us? But you're laying it out in a way that says that. I'm just saying, man. Just basic lines of reasoning. If Christ and God is that fake, why do you have to tell us? It's not fake. You're going out of your way by saying this stuff. Every ideology that you have is something that you subconsciously signed off on because it's not that way. And you're saying it confidently, asserting that. You're making a confident assertion. Okay? You're making a confident assertion to help convince yourself. Okay? Sorry. I repeat, if Christ is that fake, and if God is that fake, why do you have to tell us? Like we didn't know. You had to pull us out of the mire. You had to save us from this thing that was apparently so obvious, according to you. Yeah. Like we're too stupid that we were raised that way. We just went like, man, please, 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 please. And when his brethren saw that their father loved him more than all his brethren, they hated him. Now, hold on. And his brethren said unto him, 37:8, shalt thou indeed reign over us, or shalt thou indeed have a dominion over us? And they hated him yet the more for his dreams and for his words. We got hate on top of hate on top of hate. Yep. Yeah, that sounds a lot like something needs reconciling. Okay, and he dreamed yet another dream, and told it his brethren, and said, Behold, I have dreamed a dream more. And behold, the sun and the moon and the 11 stars made obeisance to me. And he told it to his father and to his brethren, and his father rebuked him. And said unto him, What is this dream that thou hast dreamed? Shall I and thy mother and thy brethren indeed come to bow down ourselves to the earth? And Gnosticism is a real religion, a real theology. And it basically says that, it's basically a hierarchy, and it doesn't necessarily conflict with the Bible. It's just like, it basically says that the Bible leaves a lot of stuff out, and that the apostles and stuff were representations of higher realms of gods, basically. And and that there's levels of L's, there's levels of gods, the God El, this and that, which doesn't sound a lot unlike Elohim and stuff like that. So it's just, it doesn't necessarily reject the Bible, but it's just layers of understanding that it's not relevant to us. And I'm not saying that stuff doesn't have any truth to it, but there's layers of understanding, layers of realms of truth that aren't necessarily relevant to us. So this is stuff that's relevant to us, and this is where we're supposed to be facing, because all that stuff's not going to do you any good. Knowing that. This is the stuff that's going to matter. Are you meeting the criteria of the New Testament? Searching for all that knowledge isn't going to benefit you. So that's what I'm saying. We have a place and a purpose here to fight light and darkness, not to go looking for worms under rocks. We're supposed to be finding stuff. I mean, not finding stuff. We're supposed to be fighting good and evil with our deeds and our conduct and setting examples. That's what we're here for. Warning of the failure of meeting this criteria. Okay, so and his brethren, for behold, and his brethren and he told it to his father. And his father rebuked him and said unto him, What is this dream that thou hast dreamed? Shall I and thy mother and thy brethren indeed come to bow down ourselves to thee to the earth? And his brethren envied him, but his father observed the saying. And his brethren went to feed their father's flock in Shechem. So he observed the saying. So first his father rebuked him, but he said, hold on. And that's important. That's a good point, because he's not necessarily agreeing with it. He's just saying, hey, maybe he's onto something here. Maybe he's onto something here. Observe. Let's observe. Let's see what's going on with this. And that's a man of reason. When they say their stuff on TikTok and they say these channels, I'll observe for a minute or two. I'll listen. So far, I haven't heard anything. They're basically saying, all they're saying is prove to me that God is real. That is not a case. That is not a case. Okay, oh, God doesn't like gay people, da 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 da. Prove to me God isn't real. That is not a case against God. God has made his case. It's right here. How's that for a case? Stand up against that in the law of court. Stand up. We got statutes, numbers by every letter. Jesus was on the cross. He died. He bled. You got a nation of people, the Jews and the Catholics. You got everything going on. Personal testimonies, miracles, all kind of stuff going on. Martyrs, tortured. Everything is a church on every corner. Don't sit here and tell me that that's your case, that I'm supposed to prove to you that God isn't real. That is not a case. I haven't heard anything that means anything. That is not a case. Here's your case. And then they say, well, that doesn't count either. You can't beat somebody like that, man. You can't beat somebody like that. There's always going to be a way out. They're going to take every corner they can. It doesn't make any sense, man. So that's all I'm trying to say. You guys have to look outside the box, man, and realize that that's all they can say is that we can't prove it, and that's not true. But your definition of what's provable and not is two different things, so you can't compete with that. You can't compete with that because there's always going to be a word they're going to hide behind a definition and a logic and this and that. No, none of that works. How can you define a God that defies all logic and he created logic and knowledge? So how can you sit here and try to define him when he's infinite and he's expanding? It doesn't make any sense, man. It's okay. That's how it's supposed to be. We need logs on the fire. We need to feed wrath. We got stuff to do, man. If we have to throw some logs on the fire and you want to explain what's just and this and that, and oh my God, it's got to stop. It's okay. It's okay. I'm gonna finish this out, man. We gotta. And he dreamed yet another dream and told his brethren. No. And his brethren went to feed their father's flock in Shechem. And Israel said unto Joseph, do not thy brethren feed the flock in Shechem? Come, and I will send thee unto them. And he said to them, here am I. This is definitely a potential Christ picture. And he said unto him, go, I pray thee, see whether it be well with thy brethren, and well with the flocks, and bring me word again. So he sent him out of the vale of Hebron, and I guess that's valley, and he came to Shechem. And a certain man found him, and behold, he was wandering in the field. And the man asking him, saying, what seekest thou? And he said, pray thee. And he said, I seek my brethren. Tell me, I pray thee, where they feed their flocks. And the man, 37:17, and the man said, they are departed hence. For I heard them say, let us go to Dothan. And Joseph went after his brethren and found them in Dothan. Some definite images going on here. Definite images. But guys, we're going to stop right there. We're in 37. We are in 37. By the way, we're on YouTube at Preach Facts. Preach Facts. 37:18 is where we're starting. Okay, we're not in no hurry, y'all. Okay, so appreciate it, man. We're gonna see you tomorrow. All right, have a good day.